New limited edition blue raspberry fight milk. Makes you almost as cool as Hornet.
Oh, pretzels. What the hell happened while I was getting my tea? Hi, everybody. Mara, thank you so much for the stickies. Kirsty says, hey, we sneaked in, Stammy will never know. I'm here now. Hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. Come on in. Kirsty. Kirsty, don't run away. Did you raid? Kirsty, did you raid me while I was making my tea? Hello. Welcome in, everybody. How are you doing? It's
Domo.
What the hell is going on? Hi. Mira, thank you for the stickies. Let me put lights on. Heck. Kirsty says it was jam. Yeah, it was jam. Sure, Kirsty. Sure. Hi, everybody. Oh, Beans. Oh, Beans, that alert was covered by the sticker who just followed. Heck. Reborn Phoenix, thank you very much. Welcome in, Phoenix. Thank you so much for the follow. Beans. Hello. Now, let me see if I can say hello to everyone who's here. Joe, thank you so much for the 15 stream steak. And hello, welcome in. And Samantha, welcome in as well. And Mira, of course. And thank you again for the stickies. Fudgers, hello. Tals, hello. Kiona, hello. Sarah, hello, welcome in. Kirsty, of course, welcome. Phoenix, welcome again. And Jam, and Sassam, and Swizzler. Hello, and Turnip. Hi. Welcome, Prince. What the hell is going on? Samantha, thank you.
Oh hell yeah, Kirsty Arts just subscribed.
Samantha, thank you so much for getting us up to Kirsty. And speaking of Kirsty, thank you again so much for the raid. For anyone who's new here, I just started stream, so my brain isn't working correctly yet. But hello and welcome in. My name is Mira. Oh no!
Oh hell yeah, Scrappy Jane just subscribed.
I fucked up the shout out. I don't deserve this.
Oh hell yeah, Teepit_mage just subscribed.
Please don't follow Kirsty. I'm broken. Don't follow me. I don't deserve this, Mira. Thank you.
Oh hell yeah, Moogle me just subscribed. Oh hell yeah, Super Sarah Stars just subscribed.
Oh, the lungs.
Oh hell yeah, Great Pilgrim just subscribed.
Anyways. Thank you very much.
Oh hell yeah, Turn Up the Dial just subscribed.
Okay.
Or yay, I can help. D.
Okay, I think I can now say, Mira, thank you so much for gifting subs to Grey Pilgrim and Moogle and Tepet Mage and Scrappy and Sarah. Thank you so very much. And thank you also to Turnip, who says, oh, yay, I can help. Thank you very much, Turnip. I very much appreciate it. And thank you for being sub for 23 months,
Oh hell yeah, Love Make Share just subscribed.
This happens every time for every sub. Y'all, what are you doing?
Oh hell yeah, Spudger Speakeasy just subscribed.
Samantha, thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh hell yeah, Tiles_our_now just subscribed.
I'll just wait.
Oh hell yeah, L_mape_L just subscribed.
I keep thinking it's done. No!
Oh hell yeah, James Barry just subscribed.
Okay. Okay, now then, Samantha, thank you so much for gifting subs to Spudgers and Tals and Jam and Love, Make, Share, and Mape. Thank you so very much. And Turnip, thank you very much for the steak. How many steaks? Hello? That is more steaks than a person can eat. So thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Kirsty, how was your stream? And if there's anything you would like to share with the class, I would be very happy, whether that's if you want to share what you've been working on, or you want us to go have a little looky-loo at your socials, I'd be very happy to do that. Or if you just want to lurk and chill, that's also fine. Swizzler! What are you doing? Thank you so much!
Oh hell yeah, Tempered Palico just subscribed.
I haven't even done anything yet. This does not feel earned.
Oh hell yeah, Reborn Phoenix 11 just subscribed.
Sizzler. Incredibly sweet. Thank you so much.
Oh hell yeah, Black_Tomcat just subscribed.
Y'all just really like this song.
Oh hell yeah, Beyond the _GR4v3 just subscribed.
Okay, nope. I keep hoping I can jump in and say something and the song just keeps on going. Y'all.
Oh hell yeah, Debug just subscribed.
And now my chat is broken. Aw, beans. Okay, Swizzler, thank you so much for gifting subs to Phoenix and Tomcat and Beyond the Grave and Debug and Palico. Thank you so very much indeed. Stream was silly, says Kirsty. I'm so glad to hear it. I hope that it was a fun silly for you. I was hanging out in there for a little while earlier, and it was a very, very fun time. Kirsty was doing some very silly cuteness. I can show you the sillies we worked on today, but you already saw them. I would love to share them with the stream if stream would like to see them. You can whisper a link to your whippies if you want to.
Plap, 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 plap,
That's
plap,
for
plap,
me.
plap.
Oh, shoot. Kirsty, links are broken. Talos, thank you very much for the bird on my head. I will keep very, very still. Links are broken, but if you want to whisper DM, I can pop it in that way. Thank you for the plaps, Talos. Oops, I just threw it in there. No worries at all. No worries at all. I was getting the reason is I was getting like a gazillion spam bots for a while there, like a couple of years ago, and I've just never fixed it. Anyways, my moderator / spouse is here. Hi, honey.
That's picking up the wind so rotten now.
Oh, great. Apparently the mic is picking up the wind something rotten, so I might have to... I'll readjust on break, maybe. Or close the window a bit. I'm really sweaty in here, though. But anyways, hello. For anyone who's new here, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Twitch user Sammy Kelch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and most Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays, and every once in a while Thursday if I'm feeling extra crispy. To be honest, I'm feeling extra crispy today, but we're gonna paint some little pride moths for Pride Month because I keep misspelling Pride Month as Pride Moth, so I figured what the hey. Anywho, thank you so much for the absolute chaos thus far. But I've got some artwork from Kirsty to have a little look-see at. So let me just pull up this little linky-doo and open it in a tab. And I do apologize. Apparently there might be some wind sounds on the mic. I will try and unfuck this as soon as I can. Pardon my French. Feel free to ! Language me in the chat for that. But Kirsty's been doing some absolutely adorable doodle redeems for the community because Kirsty has just reached a very important milestone, which you should be very, very proud of, Kirsty, and congratulations again. But is now doing these very, very sweet doodles for the folks in chat. Oh my goodness, I hadn't seen Maggie's. It's really cute. Anyways, let me pull that up in just a second. I have to go to my Instagram page first because of the way that the thingy is set up. But we can ignore that because who cares? Because look at this! Look at how so stinking cute they are! Get a load of these absolute friends. I love them so much. I'm concerned about what Mesh's leaf is doing in the middle up here. That seems worrying. Don't you do it, little buddy. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? I also very much appreciate that Maggie is just a fish. That is extremely on brand. But these are all so cute. The little leaf creatures. And what? No! Sammy Ann!
Sami Ann Art cheered. X100. To a fabulous artist.
Oh, Sammy Ann, just to be clear, this is Kirsty's art we're looking at right now, not mine, but also thank you very much indeed. Thank you, thank you. Very much appreciated. But yeah, if you're not following Kirsty, you should go do that because Kirsty is a wonderful person with an amazing community who does absolutely delightful artwork and does games as well, and is wonderful. And you should all love Kirsty. Thank you for the hype train, you incredibly wonderful, beautiful, splendid, and very sweet people. I sincerely appreciate it so much. And your support, whether that's hype trainly or just hanging out or just lurking or anything, means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much indeed. And Kirsty, let me get another shout out for you in chat. I will make sure to actually spell your name correctly so it works. Again, if you're not following Kirsty, please go do that. And Kirsty, thank you again for the raid. Oh my goodness. Thank you, everybody. And yeah. Anyways, if you're new here, I'm a traditional artist who works primarily in watercolors and other similar media. I'm probably going to be using some Gansai paints today because I feel like it. Sammy Ann says, plot twist, you are the fabulous artist. No, you, Sammy Ann. If you don't know, Sammy Ann is also an incredibly good artist, who we love to see the artwork of as well. Anyways, so here are my moths. I was very much on I don't know what to do for a stream today. I don't know. I've spent like the last several days plodding through, very slowly painting, honestly, Star Trek fan art because I don't know. I'm in a weird mood. Like this is what I was working on yesterday. It's Dax, because yeah. I'm on my Deep Space Nine nonsense at the moment. So apologies for that. But, what if plot twist, you're both fabulous, and God... You know I don't know how to accept a compliment. You do know that, right? What if we are all amazing and the best? Kirsty, I will grudgingly accept the compromise, because I love all of you beautiful people. Okay? Okay. Anyways, pretzels. Oh, pretzels, what are you doing? Well, Mira's just redeemed the old-timey mid-Atlantic accent for the next 5 minutes, so, I guess I'm going to be talking like this for a little while, and I do hope that you don't mind, that it's inconsistent and not very good, but never mind. I'll try my absolute best, and hopefully it won't alienate too many people and lose me too many friends. Now then, I do have a very weird cup of tea I just want to let you know about today, and as much as I'm doing a very lazy cold brew. This is cold water and I've just stuck a tea bag in it because that's how it's gonna be. Anyways, Sammy Ann, thank you very much for the lurk. Doing some arting and lurking. You love to see it. And Turnip is also doing a lurk. Enjoy the justified outpouring of love. No, you, you wonderful human being. Thank you very much indeed and have a wonderful, wonderful lurk. Thank you, thank you. Now then, anywho, I'm going to attempt to take a sip of my tea because speaking like someone who's had some kind of elocution lessons in the 1930s does take it out of my voice. Now then. Well, isn't that just delicious? It tastes basically like nothing at this point. Good. Wonderful. We love to see it. Now then. What was I up to? Oh, I simply don't remember. But never mind. Now then. Let's take a little tour of the moths, I suppose. I could take you on a little tour of the moths if you'd like to see what I'm doing today. So I've labeled them just for myself, but the labels aren't going to stick around, I think, to the end. This is just so I know roughly what the moth wing body patterniness is meant to look like, but it's just a guideline, obviously, because they'll all be in the colors of various pride flags. So we've got a little a lesbian hummingbird moth here, which is very fun. We've got a slightly undersized by mistake, but I'll fix it in post. Non-beanie mint moth here. We've also got a lovely fluffy trans friend here, which I think is going to be very fun. We've got an intersex brimstone moth, which this is one of my favorite moths, by the way, that it's based on, so that'll be fun. We've got a little ace moth here, based on the magpie moth, and also the I love the name of the Burnet companion. I'm gonna do some bi stripes on, and then we've just got a little rainbow hawk moth down here as well. So hopefully all that's going to be nice and cute. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully I can do the moths justice, which is the most important thing. There's a tiny piece of Warhammer on that Lego, and that simply will not do. Now then, anywho. Where was I? I suppose I should actually, I might actually be able to make a start. Now, before I do, I haven't had a chance to ask how's everyone doing. How is everyone doing? I do hope that you're well. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. I hope that the weather is just splendid wherever you are, and I hope that you're having the loveliest of lovely days. I hope everything is just tickety-boo, as they say. I'm sure someone says that. I don't. That might be the first. Have I ever uttered that phrase at any point in my life? Who knows? Whom's just to say? Not I, that's for certain. Anyways, I gotta go feed the pets, but I'll be lurking, of course, Illy. Oh, Illy is well, Kirsty, and thank you again so very much for the raid. I truly do appreciate it. Really, really, I do. And I hope, please do give my respects to all of the lovely pets. I say hello, respectfully, to them. Anywho. Tal says, things are about 40% tickety and 60% boo. Wonderful. I think. Is that good? I don't know. I don't know what either of those words mean, and I don't know what they mean in conjunction either. I shouldn't have said it. I really should. I shouldn't have said. Having not known that, I simply shouldn't have said a thing. Anywho, never mind. It's all good. Now then, where was I? Oh yes, the moths. I'm going to have to look up pictures for all of these moths again because I closed all of my browser tabs. Because if I have all of my browser tabs open, then the stream doesn't work. So, wonderful. Anyways, Gumby says, oh yay, I made it in time for Sammy's real accent coming through. You have arrived just in time for the last 30 seconds of it, so I do hope that you're enjoying it. I'm having a wonderful time doing it, and it's definitely not very difficult to maintain, because I keep forgetting I have to do it. Anywho. Hello, Gumby, how are you doing? It's wonderful to see you. Welcome on in. And hello. Now, I have to look up pictures of moths, that's it. Anyways, if you're here for moth facts, I don't have them. Literally, if you missed it, I should explain the reason that I'm doing Pride Moths for Pride Month is the number of times I've hashtag Pride Month, written out Pride Month, and every single time I write Pride Moth instead of Pride Month. Every time I put Pride Moth instead of Pride Month. Just, consistently. Therefore, it felt like perhaps a necessary thing to do, to actually just paint some Pride Moths for Pride Month, and maybe just get it out of my system, if nothing else. Also, I do love moths. As you know, we have a Mothman. We have actually a couple of Mothmen who are dating, who hang out with us on stream from time to time. I would show you my Mothman emote, but my emotes are not loading right now. There it is. Okay, there's a Mothman in chat. Bah facts, says Rex. I want all the bah facts. You'll have to ask Jam about those. Friend of the channel, James B. Barrow, has bees and facts, I assume, about bah. Anyways, and we love bah. We do. In this channel, we love bah. Does anyone not love bah? I don't think it's possible to not love bah. Bah is wonderful. Anyways, hello. It's been very humid here over the last couple of days. I think I was having maybe not the greatest day earlier because I was feeling very, a lot of trepidation about the fact that, I'm going to be traveling tomorrow. And, it's going to be stupid hot. And I don't hold up well in hot weather. It's going to be a high of 28 degrees. There might be some thunderstorms late at night. I don't know. But it's mostly just going to be 28 degrees tomorrow. And I will be wilted. But I can't reschedule my travel. I can't be just like, oh, I'll just go a different week or something like that. Like, I can't, because I have an event booked and I have a hotel booked. So I kind of have to be traveling across a big city on public transit at the hottest time of day and also the most busy traveling commuting time of day from one end of town to the other. And then I'm going to be at a venue and I'm going to be sweaty. I have genuinely thought about just not going. But the problem is I have a seat booked, and the seat I have booked is in the second row, and I don't want the performers to see an empty seat in, like, the second row and then feel sad that someone is not there. I don't want them to... I don't want to let them down by not turning up, so I have to go. Oh no! So you can see my social anxiety in that. That's super dope. Getting sweaty in the big city. Winky face, says Sledge. Yeah, Sledge is coming with me, but he's not actually. He's not going to the event. He's just getting to hang out in an air conditioned hotel, eating chips. So love that. Love that for him. But no, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. I'm sure I will have a nice time. But as usual, I have the preceding anxiety about it because I'm baby. Anyways, okie dokie. I have a flag reference, and I'm gonna look up a reference for the moth. This is just to get an idea of, I'm not working from like a reference photo. I just need an idea of roughly how the like wing texture and like body texture looks. They're kind of fluffy. They're kind of fluffy, this bad boy. Okay, that'll be fun. But I think the colors will work really well. Gonna live the highlight and eat Mackie D's and watch crappy hotel TV. I mean, you say crappy hotel TV. Last time I stayed in a hotel, I got to watch a Poirot. And that was really nice. I like the Poirot. Sledge! Mom, what are you doing? Heck!
Oh hell yeah, Artrex Gaming just subscribed.
Darlin, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Rex. Thank you. Rex, enjoy your emotes and stuff. Thank you so much. Heck. The streamer is broken. Anyways, I like Poirot, says Joe. Me too. It was a nice instance of finding good TV on the hotel TV. Because, I mean, sometimes there is a lot of crap. I like to fall back on watching the food channel and just watching like cooking shows and stuff, because generally I find cooking shows fairly like, you know, they're soothing and I don't need to pay full attention to them the whole time. Old Poirot or new Poirot? In my case it was old Poirot. Is there new Poirot? Is there new Poirot that I don't know about? Oh my goodness. Surprise me. There's so much TV that I'm simply like unaware of. There's a TV show that someone I know has recently gotten into, and I'd never heard of it. Not once had I ever heard of this program. There's 8 seasons of it, and I'm like, what? This is apparently a popular show. I can't remember what it's called. It's about firefighters in America or something. But there's like 8 seasons of it, and it seems to have a fairly large fan base, and I'm like, I've never heard of this show. Am I going to watch this show? No, it doesn't interest me at all. But, there's, like, how does this happen? Yeah, Sledge says the David Suchet one, but there are those films with, the films with Kenneth Branagh. I completely forgotten about those, because when I prototypically think of Poirot in my brain just goes to David Suchet. That's, I haven't seen the Branagh films, but I think it's because, I don't know, when I think of David Suchet, I think of Poirot. When I think of Kenneth Branagh, I think of, like, he's been in a bunch of things. Which I watched when I was last on a plane, says Tals. Ooh, I bet those are good in-flight entertainment movies. There are certain movies that, like, I don't know about y'all, but there are certain movies that I won't necessarily seek out to just, like, watch casually or, like, deliberately or go to the cinema for. But if it's on a, like, an aeroplane, I'm like, yes, this is what I want to watch. And it's not necessarily the same category of film or the same kind of thing that I would watch if I was anywhere else. I don't know why. I think just the passive experience of being on an airplane and being sort of sitting there for periods of time and not being able to do, like, your normal activities because you're on an airplane, and also sometimes things that you wouldn't mind falling asleep during portions of, also makes a difference. I think I might need some of these colors for this, but not the orange, because the orange I need orangey hues for the lesbian flag, because we're going to do a beautiful sapphic hummingbird moth up here. But this orange is too much. It's too large. This orange confuses any digital media. When I tell you it is genuinely, we've talked about this in the last couple of streams, this is genuinely brighter in real life than it is on screen. And it's probably hurting your eyes. And I don't want to do that to y'all, so I'm going to put it away again. I do love this orange, but it is impossible. It is legit impossible to work with. Sapphics are beautiful. It's true, says Samantha. It is true. It is true. Very much it is true. So I'm gonna use this orange for the sapphic sunset, as it were. I don't know. I don't think that's a descriptor of the lesbian flag, but I mean sapphic sunset. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? I'm right. I'm right, damn it. Anyways. So I need to figure out how to incorporate this color scheme into the shape of this lovely creature. And I think I might just do sort of like a gradient through the wings, and then also sort of across the body, give it, like, make it sort of pink, maybe with a bit of an orange blush or something like that on the under tummy or something like. Yeah, I think that'd be cute. Anyways. Samantha's put the quote in chat. I'm right. Sammy Kelch 2025. I do, here's the thing. I do like saying that. Oh, speaking of being right and Pride Month, I had an experience on Blue Sky earlier today where the other day I posted a meme. It was an extremely silly meme. I've been watching, or I haven't even really been rewatching, but I've been rethinking about at great length Star Trek Deep Space Nine recently. So I made a stupid little goofy meme featuring a screenshot of one of the characters. And this is relevant to this character. But she's sitting at the bar and she says, I identify as non-binary. Unless you think pronouns are stupid, then I identify as non-confrontational. Which feels very, that is absolutely something that she would say. Anyways, and someone replied to this stupid post that I made just to complain about the fact that I was talking about that I, used this character and not these other characters. Which, if anyone complains about your queer representation in, a meme post, about, why are you talking about this character and not that other character, they're unserious people and you should ignore them. You should absolutely ignore them, and they are being unserious people, because I guarantee that argument is not being made in good faith. They do not care about representation. They're just bothered about the fact that you were like, hey, what if this character is non-binary? That's it. That's all they care about. And I know this because I went to the person's Blue Sky feed, and their entire Blue Sky feed was just replying to irrelevant posts about how they should remake Deep Space Nine. Which, no, they shouldn't. It was perfect. It was perfect just the way it was. Are there things that I would love to have seen? Yes. But I do not want them to remake it because I love it as a thing that already exists. This is fine. We can just make other shows. We can make just other shows with other characters. You can do that. Anyways, they also complained about the fact that there's someone's art that had, a different Star Trek character and a trans pride flag as a beautiful sunset in the background. It was a gorgeous piece of artwork. I loved it. And they were like, sorry, but transgender wasn't a thing then, so that character isn't. And I'm like, I promise you it was a thing in the 90s. The trans pride flag was designed in 1999. I am sure that the woman who designed it was trans before she designed the flag. You're stupid. Anyways. One of the things I love about Blue Sky is that if someone replies with something incredibly stupid to your post, you can just hide the post and you don't have to look at it. And you can also hide it so no one else can see it. The person who posted it doesn't know that you did that. They're just shouting into the void now. And honestly, I like that that's a thing that you can do. That's nice. Anyways. Transgender is older than civilization, says Samantha. Yes, thank you. Exactly. It's not something that was invented in like the year 2000. What is wrong with people? Also, the fact that the examples they gave of like actual non-binary characters, one of them is a trans man. That's different. That's a different thing than non-beanie. If you're gonna get that wrong, then I'm not gonna take you seriously. Anyways, SB, thank you so much for the 7-stream steak. SB says, Pride Month art. What could be a better pair? I hope I can do them justice. Rex says, that post went over my head, but maybe that's because I don't know the character. That's fair enough. It was a niche reference to a show from the 90s. Fair enough. Rex says, clownfish have been trans since before we knew what clownfish were. I didn't know that clownfish were trans, but I'm very happy for them. There was actually another fish that I was reading about earlier today that was a really interesting case of like Aquarian transness, in as much as also hi SB. In as much as they will pair off as partners, and then because they have unusually large sized eggs for like the size of fish that they are, it bears quite a burden to lay a clutch of them. So they will take turns basically being the egg bearing sex. It's really neat. It's really interesting. It's very much just good. And nature is so freaking cool, and I love it. Anyways, I wish I could remember what the name of the fish was. If I remember, I'll try and look it up. Rex says, if the colony is lacking a female or enough females, then the alpha male of the school biologically becomes a woman to be able to reproduce with the rest of the colony. Oh my god, love that for her. We stand. That's awesome. Like seahorses, says SB. That seahorses, heckin' cool. Heckin' cool. Anytime someone tries to get essentialist about this kind of stuff, it's just remind them of the fact that like nature don't work like that. Sorry. I'm so sorry. And then you have snails and snugs. Snails and snugs? Snails and snugs. Samantha says, and then you have snails and slugs who went, gender? Why would we pick just one? What a wonderful question. And you know what? Valid. Fair. Listen, gender? I hardly know her. Anyways. I feel like I want this phrase on a shirt. I want it on a sticker. I want it in my soul. I want to eat it. Am I okay? No, I'm really not. But anyways, I'm having fun. That's the important thing. Anywho, I'm actually just gonna map out little blobbits of color for the different colors of this flag that I would like to have on the thing. I think this orange needs to be a little warmer. I'm gonna warm like the top orange stripe. And I think I don't need it to be a super hard stripe. I'm okay with them kind of like slightly merging, slightly blurring into each other a little bit, because I think that'll look a little bit more naturalistic and pretty for this particular moth, I hope. But we shall see, because I'm very much a do and improvise here, and that's the fun of it, I hope. Okay, there we go. Samantha has quoted a Star Trek Deep Space Nine where an older Klingon who was close friends with Dax goes to Jadzia and says, "Curzon, my beloved friend," and she says, "I'm Jadzia now," and he says, "Jadzia, my beloved friend," and I love that scene. That is my favorite. That is one of my favorite scenes because Klingons get it. And that is just as it should be. And we love to see it. I really need to go rewatch the entire series with a fine-toothed comb and probably cry a lot, and write a lot of bad fan fiction that you will never get to read. Anyways, is that a Princeton round 4 brush? This is a Humbrol. That's what this is. I think I inherited this from my husband, or I bought it in like a shop a really long time ago. Rex says, "Ooh, fish, fishies. Breeding clownfish in captivity is very hard, because in the small captive environment they generally all become women because of the environmental effects, and then there's no males. As far as I know, they can't go the other way." Oh, interesting. Harold, they're lesbians. And watch John Delancey get punched, said Samantha. Q appeared on DS9 once, got punched, and never came back. You know what? That is fair. Listen, Q, this is not the Enterprise that you knew. This is a different brand of Trek. We do things differently here. And you will get punched. Anywho, Did I mention that I walked past John Delancey in a corridor once? Can say nothing of his like person or personality because we didn't interact. I can simply say that he was tall. He is a tall boy. And that's it. Anyways, I'm gonna put this paint palette up here out of the way because I need the pink that I'm going to use. And I think I'm going to actually, I might need to combine colors because this pink I think is a little too bright. This pink is too pale. So I might do some sort of combination of the two in various strengths. We'll see how it looks. Anyways, I have one that looks very similar to that, says Espy. Ah, cool. Yeah, I don't know. If we're in different localities, we might also have different brands of brush that you tend to see. Like this is a Winsor & Newton. I don't use this one so much anymore. This is I have quite a few that are that are pro art, but art with an E on the end, which is how you know it's fancy. This one is kind of old at this point, but it's still good. So I'm continuing to use it. Anyways, I'm going to mix up some pink if I can. And I'm going to do like a combination of this softer pink with this brighter pink to get our nice little, as I have named it, the Sapphic Sunset. If that's actually what it's already called, I would like to know this because I think that's, I think it's cute. Okay. I'm going to add some of this very, very vibrant pink to it. It's so pink it's almost pank. And frankly, I love that. Okay. I think actually I need more pink. Can I make this be darker, perchance? Is that about right? I need to look at the lesbian play. Do they make paintbrushes that are anti-art, says Samantha? I mean, they do make some very bad brushes. That could be considered anti-art, potentially. I'm not, honestly, beyond that, I don't know. Okay, I think I need... To this pink, I think I need to add a little bit of the... It's a little bit too light, so I'm going to add a touch of my red to it and just kind of make it deeper and bolder if I can. Maybe a little bit of you as well. Just at this point, mixing all of the colors together until I have something that I feel like looks like a nice deep Sapphic Sunset pink. Okay. Anyways. As says, I don't think I've heard of the other two brands. I've seen Winsor and Newton ones with the blue handle, which Prince is pretty common here. Oh, okay. I don't think I've seen that one, but to be honest, I don't super look at the brand name. I mean, this is just Jackson's Art Supplies. This is just like Jackson's own brand, and I use this one a lot. Yeah, I don't really super pay attention to the brand of the brush that I'm buying unless I know that it's one that's like really low quality. I'm mostly looking at, is this the size and shape that I need? Does it feel like it's going to be something that's going to last a while? And that's kind of it. That's kind of it. And that served me reasonably well, I think. Is this cute? Is it cute? I think that's really cute. I think this is gonna look super cute. I hope this is gonna look super cute. I do. Okay. I'm just using, like, I've just cleaned my brush off and I've wetted it down because I just want to, like, soften the border between stripes just a smidgen. So it's not like a super hard border. I'd like it to be a little bit of a soft. It doesn't need to be like a blur, but like a nice soft gradient I think is nice. I think that'll be cute. There we go. Hey. We have our first moth wing, kind of. I hope y'all like it. I'm having a nice time with it. Most certainly. Anyways, and I'm gonna again get all that gubbins off of my brush and give it just a little push. Just a little blend and blur. Hell yeah. Do you like it? Let's go, lesbians. Let's go. Hell yeah. Okay. For the body portion, what I'm thinking of doing, let me have another look at the source material, because that'll help me figure it out. I'm going to take a sip of, oh yeah, I forgot I took this. Oh shoot, if I'm going to drink this fancy milk, because this is a fancy milkshake beverage, I have to take a lactase pill or I will die. So if you'll excuse me for just a second, I'm going to go grab a lactase tablet. Back in a second. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Oh, beans. Where's my lactase? I'm taking it. Well, I haven't drank my drink. It's milk, so it's fine. But I'm about to, so.
New limited edition blue raspberry fight milk makes you almost as cool as Hornet.
Towels. Hello. Thank you so much for the blue raspberry fight milk. Hell yeah. I am indeed about to drink a nice bottle of fight milk. So thank you for that. Let me close my window slightly. Because it's a little breezy. And apparently she's picking up on the mic. And I don't love that for y'all. But I did try and futz with my audio settings because I was told that the audio was quite quiet on stream, so I wanted to try and correct that. But in so doing, apparently the mic is just picking up every other sound besides my voice. So, Samantha says, are you aware that these Pride Months will need to become Pride Month stickers? If I manage to make them pretty enough, I would love to do that. And I hope I can make them be pretty. Fingers crossed. Will I be able to get that done before the end of Pride Month? It's unlikely. But as far as I'm concerned, Pride Milk Pride Milk? I'm enjoying my delicious Pride Milk. That's what I get for reading words while trying to speak them at the same time. Enjoying my delicious, delicious Fight Milk Pride Month. They might not be ready until Wrath Month, but as far as I'm concerned, every month should be Pride Month, so, you know. Anyways, it's your art. Of course it will be pretty and delightful. Samantha, thank you. Also, I'm aware of the fact that sometimes I just do things that are bad, and that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes you gotta get it out of your system. Sometimes you're just having an off day. And sometimes not everything you create is going to be a masterpiece, but it's all part of the process, and therefore it all has value. That's my conclusion. I don't know if that's a boring conclusion, but it's mine. So, there you go. Anyways, I'm gonna... okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do for this portion, for, like, the body portion of the moth. Oh, BT Dubs, says SB, and then has not followed that with anything, so I don't know what the by the way is going to be. But, never mind. I will... if something is intended to follow that at some point, I will look forward to it. Okay, so I'm starting with this nice sort of sunsetty orange hue up here, and then I'm gonna kind of fade that down. Gonna kind of fade that down so we can do a little gradient into having a nice pink tail. I'm hoping that this will be cute. Thus. And once again, we fade. Rockwell coffee infused watercolors got delivered a couple of hours. Coffee? Oh yes, I remember you saying that you'd found some coffee infused watercolors, which is very exciting, and I hope you enjoy them, and I would love to hear how you get on with them if you do end up making anything with them. That's really cool. Okay. Honestly, I think this is going to be pretty cute. I hope it turns out pretty cute. I like it so far. I think it's fun. I will do like the line weight and stuff on all of them when we're done with the colors. Now this is based on a mint moth, and this is going to be my non-beanie flag. So I need new colors for this. If you're not familiar with the non-beanie, I like the non-beanie colors very much. I think they're super stinking pretty, and I need to incorporate more of them into my wardrobe, damn it. Lesbian moth, says Samantha. Yes, she is. She is an absolutely beautiful sapphic queen, and we love her. Excuse me. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry. I got the hiccups. Oh no. Now, I want to show you the reason that I chose this moth as the inspiration for the non-beanie colors is that it's got its wings, like the actual moth that it's based on, the wings are kind of purple with like yellow stripes and spots, and then the body is like black and white stripes, so I feel like that works really, really well to translate into the non-beanie colors. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do here. We'll see how we get on. SB says, I got them as part of my Father's Day gift, but I'll try them a bit first just to make sure they pass inspection. Hell yeah. So I think some of these pride flags are going to be slightly more abstract, but I'm going to try and still make it clear that this is the pride flag that it is, I hope. So for this one, I need these colors again, notably yellow and purp, and then black and white. So let's go. Yes. Okay. This one also has a nice sort of fluffy head, which I think is really, really cute. Yes. I love also, SB, I do love that you're doing quality control on the watercolors. That's fantastic. But I do hope that they're nice. I hope that they play well, and I hope that the pigment is nice, that the color is nice, and that that they work well. That's really cool. Okay. I've got some yellow. Yeah. Okay. So, let me take a look at my little mothspiration, if I can. The tab has reloaded. Oh no. Okay, let me have a little look-see at my mothspiration. Oh my goodness, it's very cute. It's very cute, and I think I should hopefully be able to get across the idea that this is non-beanie colors. I hope and I think I can. Okay, so if I kind of do like that, but then we also just bring a little bit into the wings as well, because they are. So again, it's a little abstract, but I think it'll work. I think it'll work, and I hope this is cute. I hope it's cute, and I hope people like it. I don't know. Anytime I'm doing something that's like not just me drawing like a couple of moths who were boyfriends, or you know, some it's a non-binary bee or something like that. When I'm doing like a bunch of stuff that's representing a whole bunch of queer identities, I feel a lot of like, I don't know. I feel a sense of like responsibility to do as good justice to it as I can, because it's important to me to represent these things in like a positive and affirming and beautiful and way that makes people feel good, you know? That you can look at that moth and go like, that moth is me, and I like that moth. That would make me happy. So. I'm gonna paint in the wings with, oh damn, this is a beautiful shade of purple. Holy heck. Holy heck, this is a beautiful shade of purple. Oh beans. Oh no, I love it. Oh no, this shade of purple is so good. Why am I saying oh no about that? I like it. I'm really happy with this. Anyways. But yes. How's the weather, everybody? Are you doing alright? Are you coping? Is it hot where you are? Is it cold where you are? If it's cold where you are, can I come live with you for a little while? Can I bring my moderator / spouse? We're fun people. We don't take up a lot of space, and we're very quiet. To be honest, mostly I'll just want to nap. Napping and painting, most likely. But I keyed. But yeah, it's gonna be warm here for a couple of days, and I'm feeling not looking forward to it. But oh well. I think Saturday is supposed to be quite a nice day weather-wise, and I am looking forward to that, so that's something. Anywho. Okay, and then the body of this... Oh no, the purple is really good, says Samantha. It is not terribly hot where I am right now. I'm jelly, and also I'm really happy for you. That's awesome. Shoot. Okay, we're gonna be heading into a BRB shortly, but I think I should be able to get the colors on this done before we do, because all I need at this point is to add in some black and white stripes. They're both 8ml tubes, says SB, so it should be enough to have a gander. I don't know much about coffee, so I wonder if I'll be able to differentiate between the Americano and espresso aromas. They have an aroma. I'm gonna guess that probably not, because an Americano is just a different... As an espresso-based drink, it's just a variation on an espresso. Unless they're using two different, like, coffee varietals for it. Like, one of them is, like, maybe, I don't know, Colombian, and the other one is something else. There we go. It's a little more abstract, but we have a little non-beanie mint moth, and I honestly kind of love that. I kind of love it. I hope you do too. It's obviously not done. But I hope that you find it French-shaped. An Americano is just a watered-down espresso. Yeah, the way that you make an Americano typically is, I believe it's called an Americano because, it was like one of those things where like Americans would go to an Italian espresso bar and they would want a filter coffee because the base coffee in America has long since been like a long filter coffee. And not having like a filter coffee brewer, they just have an espresso machine. They'd be like, okay, well, we can make you a short espresso and then just top up with hot water to make it into something similar to a filter coffee. Americans went, here is a super concentrated form of coffee. Let us dilute it so it's more like regular coffee. Rex says, I also thought this, the rest of the world trying to understand what coffee Americans like. Yeah, basically. There's actually there's a lot of interestingness about sort of how coffee culture and coffee history and coffee brewing and coffee norms are so different in different countries. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like to a certain extent there is a certain homogenization that's taken place with like sort of the globalization of Starbucks and those kinds of chains, but there's still definite different norms in different places. Like just the fact that they put cream in coffee in North America, like British people would never, Europeans would never, you know. Anyways, ads are about to run, so I'm going to drop a super quick BRB, but I will be back in just a minute. So have a nice break and let's keep thinking about coffee. Tell me, what's your go-to coffee order if you are a coffee drinker? I'd love to know. And if you don't drink coffee, I don't know, what's your favorite tea? Enjoy the music. I'll be back in a minute. BRB. All right, dudes, dudettes, and whatever the gender-neutral term for dude is, I'm back. Hello. Hello. And welcome. So I'm going to an event tomorrow, and it's one of those events that's at a venue where they're like very draconian about your bag can only be this big, and you can't bring anything that looks like a professional camera, which is fair enough. But it is a pain in the backside for me, who just likes to sort of bimble around before I go to gigs and potentially take pictures out and about in whatever city I'm visiting to go to the gig. So instead, I'm going to bring this. I bought on clearance a black and white disposable camera, which I'm very excited about. But I noticed that like this got this clear plastic outer coating that's very, like, that's not good. Like, it's like loose. So my partner has given me some nice robust tape, very opaque tape to kind of tape it up with before I start using it, which is really good. So hopefully I'll have a bit of a fun time with that, but yeeth. Though I might just be sweaty and annoyed and not take photos of anything, who knows? Anyways. Alright, let me catch up with chat. So we were talking about coffees and what coffee is like in different countries. Like, I quite like Turkish coffee, but part of the reason I quite like Turkish coffee is that if you're real lucky, you get it with a little side of Turkish delight. So not only do you get like a teeny tiny cup of delicious coffee, you also get a sweetie, which I think is super fun. Anyways, so let me catch up with chat. So yeah, Rex said, if it's not available in a cup too large for a cup holder, then Americans don't want it. It must be bad if it's small. And I did say that the cup sizes in America are wild to me. I can't imagine wanting more than 500 milliliters of coffee at once. And that seems like too much. I like a nice, like, you know, like a 200 to 300 milliliters is a sweet spot for me when it comes to like espresso based beverage sizes. But, you know, that's just me. Yes, anyways. But I also really appreciate when you go to a coffee shop and you get like a flat white or a latte or something, and they give you a glass of water on the side, because I'm like, yes, this coffee drink will not hydrate me, but I would also like to be hydrated. So thank you so much for the side of water. I actually find it really pleasant to drink a glass of water alongside an espresso drink. I think that's really nice. SB, speaking on the coffee-infused paint that they have, which is wild. Apparently the people who made this also do collaborations with different artists and have small sets, which is very, very cool. Yes. I didn't know Americanos were espressos, says SB, but watered down. I thought it had something to do with a Spanish language culture. Oh no, it's Italiano, which is where a lot of the sort of espresso-based coffee culture sort of has origins in, is Italian coffee culture. Though many countries have had coffee for a very, very, very long time. The first coffee house in England was opened in the year 1650 in the city I live in. Isn't that neat? I think that's neat. I made a whole YouTube video about it. Here's a link to my YouTube channel. Please do consider giving it a follow if you would like to. I am so close to a nice round number, and I would love to get there. But I would also love people to watch my videos if it's the kind of thing that you're into. That'd be cool. But yes. The UK doesn't put creamer in coffee. We do not. In fact, the whole situation of like North American dairy versus British dairy is a whole other kettle of content that I'm actually working on a video about right now. So I'm researching and I'll get back to you on that, but it's a whole thing. I thought that was a coffee basic everywhere, even if not everyone does it to a Starbucks level. Yeah, no, we as a general rule, if you're having like a filter coffee or something like that, it's milk as opposed to cream. 100%. It varies person to person whether you want like skimmed milk, semi-skimmed, or whole milk. I'm a skimmed milk enjoyer, but yeah, anyways. But that's just me. I'd say cream is just milk with sugar, but our milk also has more sugar than yours. We add sugar in addition to that. I can't. Why would you add sugar to your dairy products? I don't understand. But there's a whole kettle of. You'll soon find out. Because as I say, it's a lot, it's large, and I don't want to get into it here. Otherwise no one will watch my video. But also, I'm probably forgetting stuff at this point. Yes. Rex says, I don't drink coffee, but I like a good herbal mint tea with a dollop of honey and a sprinkle of lemon juice. Ooh, that sounds nice. I'm currently drinking a Moroccan mint tea with nothing but tea in it. And it's cold. Because I was really hot and sweaty in here before stream started. So yeah, I didn't want a hot drink. But yes. They have big gulps, mugs, and cups the size of your head at gas stations, says SB. Oh, that is true. I did used to enjoy, like, did they still have slushy machines at, like, convenience marts in North America? Because I did used to, when I lived in Canada, I did used to occasionally on a very hot day enjoy, like, a Slurpee. That was good. I remember, oh god, this is so embarrassing, but when the Twilight movie first came out, they introduced this, like, vampire Slurpee. And did I enjoy the Twilight movie? Like, no, I thought it was goofy. I did go see it in the theater because my sister-in-law wanted to see it because she's as into vampire stuff as I am. And I was just like, this is goofy. But I did get the Twilight-themed Slurpee the entire time that it was available at 7-Eleven because it was cherry and pomegranate flavor, and that was really delicious. It was not as, like, cloyingly artificial tasting as other flavors, I think, because pomegranate has that natural, like, acidity to it. So it's just really refreshing. And I miss that now. Damn it! Though I do appreciate that a lot of the chain coffee shops here have started getting better about having, like, interesting mixed beverages that are, like, fruit-based for the days when I'm like, I just need something refreshing and I've had enough coffee for the day. Don't necessarily want an iced latte, but I don't want something that's just, like, a syrupy sugar bomb. I had a peach tea at a coffee shop last week, and it was actually really good. It wasn't overly sweet. It just tasted like peach and tea. It was good. Anyways, Rex says, at work I drink Stash's Moroccan mint tea with no additives, so it's easier to make and clean. Yup. Honestly, sometimes I enjoy a plain mint tea just because, like, it's a functional beverage for me. It's not a fancy indulgence. It's just good. All I had to do was pour a glass of water and stick a tea bag in it. Delightful. SB says, yep, I should get more of those slushies. They're great. They're great. They really are. Samantha points out that some creamers aren't even dairy-based, which, if that means that they're dairy-free and you can't or don't want to have dairy, then great. But also, they come in some wild flavors. Just wild flavors. I used to enjoy a flavored creamer from time to time, I confess. But some of them do come in, like, wild flavors. Homebrews, hello, welcome in. Hello, how are you doing? I don't know if it's just like an I'm getting older thing, but these days I'm more like, you know what I want? You know what I want? I want something that's not too sweet. I want something that's not too flavorly crazy. I want something fairly straightforward. I think I'm just embracing my middle age. Swizzler, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Thank you. Anywho, this fight milk's delicious. It's vanilla flavor. I feel ready to do Pantheon 5. I don't. I never do. Anyways, Snapple's peach tea, which they sold the raspberry one in big containers. I have not had Snapple in, decades. Probably decades at this point. Most of the time if I want iced tea, I just make a cup of tea cold. Though Marks and Spencer's do a lemon tea that I absolutely adore. It reminds me of the lemon teas of my youth, but it's not syrupy. Because my memory of, like, Nestea, like, lemon tea is that it's, like, syrupy levels of sweetness. And that's... Anyways, Homepress is doing great. Went to the flea market yesterday and found really cute pajama shorts. So Lila can have a little daisy on them. That sounds so cute. I love that for you. Hell yeah. I'm doing pretty good, too. We're making little pride moths for Pride Month. We've got a little lesbian hummingbird moth here, and we've got a little non-binary mint moth over here, and I'm gonna make a little trans emerald moth over here. Having a lovely time. So yeah, that's fun. The follow sound reminds me of an old time movie airing for Christmas for some reason. Is it just like the horns? Is it just like the old school horns? I can tell you what it is. It is the little ident sound from the 1960s for channel television, which was the local ITV affiliate for the Channel Islands. I have it's such a dumb niche special interest, but I have a special interest in, like, old school TV idents. I don't know why. I just think it's one of those, like, do I know absolutely everything about them? Have I gathered every single fact about it? No. It's one of those special interests where I just think they're neat. I think there needs to be awareness about the fact that there are different ways to have a special interest, and sometimes the way that you have a special interest is just like, this is a thing I like and it's cool. It doesn't gotta be deeper than that sometimes. Sometimes it's just like, I just think they're neat. That's allowed. You can do that. And that's how I feel about old TV channel idents. Anyways, one of the things I like about this paint set that I'm about to use is that it has an absolutely perfect Trans Pride blue and Trans Pride pink. Look at them. They're beautiful. They're perfect. I love them so much. Is there going to be a bi-moth? There is going to be a bi-moth. I dropped one of my paint pans. I am very intelligent. I can tell you right now that this Burn It companion down here is going to be a bi-moth. Anyway, Homebrews wants to know what brand of watercolors I'm using. I am using the Retro Gansai sets from Choosing Keeping at the moment. They are Japanese watercolors by Mothly, says Samantha. Yes, I love it. That's beautiful. We are not sponsored, but if you are curious, I can tell you that I got them from this place, which I don't buy a lot from, but I absolutely adore. Everything that they sell is chef's kiss beautiful, and the paints are really nice to work with as well. So, yeah, I love that for us. Anyways. Going to... Now, the moth shape that I've based this one on is very... is very, like, single color, but I just thought that the shape of it and the softness of, like, the pastel hue that the original moth is based on, I thought would work really, really well as, like, a lovely little trans gradient. So that's what I'm going to attempt to produce here. So I need to attempt to do that. Anyways, by Mothly. That's so silly. I love it. Yes. Ooh. Arax says there's still Slurpees in so many flavors and is a ridiculous thing for that. Any size, 350 to 700 milliliters for like $2, or a pop for that size for like 75 cents at Speedway gas stations, which is what's near me. Oof. I mean, that is slightly more premium, but honestly, sometimes just that cold ice slush really hitteth the spot, you know? For me, anyways. But yeah. Okay. I need to figure out how I'm gonna do my trans pride stripes on this little friend. I think I might do something kind of similar to the lesbian hummingbird moth. I think that might work fairly well. Okay. I'm just decanting a little blobbit of the pink and the blue onto my palette, because it'll be easier to work with than having to go back onto the paint pan every time. I think anyways. It doesn't really matter because I'm not creating a blend of these colors because this palette is perfect and already has a bang on blue and a perfect pink. So, like, what's not to love, right? Anyways, I do. Can you tell I love moths? I love moths. I really do. SB says, I'm doing an unofficial low buy this year, but I'm thinking of getting Kodotake's Gansai Tambi for my birthday in a few months. Love the opacity of Japanese watercolors in the large pans. The large pans are super nice, and I do agree. Sometimes you can get different effects using these watercolors because they can have a greater opacity in some cases, and I've used that to my advantage in a few pieces, and it's good for like layering and doing like textures and patterns and stuff. So yeah, do recommend. They are fun. They are fun to work with, and they're also very pretty. Okay. I'm just going to start adding colors, and we're going to see where we end up. Oh, that's a big blue stripe. I'm just gonna make a big blue stripe. So that's like the back wing. And then this wing is out in front. This is quite an opaque blue, actually. I can't really see the pencil lines of the antenna under it very well at all. That's neat. Okie dokie. Do I want to maybe do both blue stripes at the same time? So if I do that stripe, and then I also do a stripe here on like the bottom of this wing as well, sort of from here down, I suppose. Thusly. Hey! So far it's real pretty. I didn't know you had a moth. I do have a moth emote. That's our Rosie Mabel Mothman. He is a friend of the stream. He's shown up in quite a number of artworks that we've done. I might indeed do some Pride Mothmen for Pride Moth as well later this month. Because now that I've said that out loud, I feel like I should send the Pride Mothmen to a Pride parade. What do you think, sweetheart?
Seems cruel not to.
My moderator slash spouse says it would be cruel not to send the Mothmen to a Pride parade. I think they'd enjoy it. They can hold hands and wave little flags and be in love. There are two Mothmen. They are in love. Let me find Let me find a Mothman artwork for anyone who isn't familiar with the Mothmen that we sometimes hang out with here on stream. They like to go on dates. They're very cozy people. I also made them into wood pins that are available in my shop. And stickers. And like a ton of art prints because I love them. Anyways, sorry for the unsubtle plug there. I do apologize. I'm very bad at I'm so bad at self-promoting. It just makes me feel really self-conscious and funny. But yeah, Mothman. Here's one of them. Here's one of them. Hold up. Wait a minute. There they are. Here they are, just hanging out having a nice a little adventure in the woods, toasting marshmallows and drinking hot cocoa next to a nice fire. The one on the left is a cinnabar Mothman, and the one on the right is a rosy maple Mothman. And they are in love. And I really like drawing them. They're so silly. I've drawn them getting a coffee in London before. I've drawn them going on a little picnic and stargazing. And I think I should send them to like a pride parade or something. I think that'd be really cute. So, yeah, I guess that'll be forthcoming at some point. Anywho. Oh, SB, those are very cute emotes. Thank you. Okay. So it is pink stripe time. So let me add in my pink stripe. These stripes are looking very discreet. I might want to fade them into each other a little bit more, I think. I might want to fade them into each other just a little bit more than they are. Because I think that would be nice. So I will complete the stripe. And then just do a little bit of a... I mean, that is really pretty also, but I think I will do just a very subtle blend, if I can. With just lightly dampened brush. Definitely get... Oh god, there was a huge bead of water on the ferrule. You know my absolute fear of when there's a big bead of water on the ferrule. Because that... If that drips down, then whoops! Your painting potentially get all bad. Okay, is that better? I might begin this and then futz with it a little bit afterwards. Not actually sure how much this is doing in hindsight, but so I think I let the blue paint dry. I think the blue paint was dry too much. Maybe I should have done it like wet into wet instead of a thick amount of paint into dry, which is kind of what it ended up being. But that's, yeah, I don't think it needs to be super dramatic, but just a little bit of a fade in, I think, is cute here. And then likewise, if I can just kind of ever so slightly fade the pink into the white. Just a smidgen. But keeping it subtle. Aesthetically, I just think the trans pride flag is so good. I think that's so cute. Always cute. Terrible news, everyone. I think it's cute. I hope you agree. You agree. Anyways, yes, my phone is going haywire and keeps forgetting what like browser tab it was on every time I every time my phone, like, goes idle. So I have to, like, remind it. It's deeply awkward. Anyways, mostly I wanted to see... Now, I know what the trans pride flag looks like. I want to have another look at this moth. Because that would be helpful for trying to figure out how to incorporate these colors onto the body of the moth. Because that is important too. Anyways, moths are so cute. Like look at this friend. I apologize to anyone who's scared of moths. For anyone who isn't scared of moths, look at this little friend. They're so cute. Okay. So what I might do is just like, if I do kind of maybe like do the head and the fluff in blue, and then like a pink for like the top portion of the body, and then fading into like a white under tummy. I think that's what I'll do for this one. I think the blue works well for the head is slightly, it's one of those ones where they have sort of like a furry fluff, which I think is so cute. I think it's so cute. Okay. Ooh, it's cute. Hell yeah. Cutie, says Samantha. I love them. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the heart styles. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love doing, I love getting to do like Pride Month specific stuff. I mean, let's be real, my artwork is always queer. Everything about my art is queer. Even when I'm just drawing like a bird, somehow that bird is queer, okay? Like, I am incapable of drawing something that is some sort of cishet default. It's just, it's not in my DNA. There is no heteronormativity in this house. It's not allowed. I couldn't do it even if I wanted to. Just because, I don't know, that's who I am. There we go. We got ourselves a little trans moth, and they're very happy. And that white paint kind of, not paint, but that sort of water wash slightly ate some of the pink paint, so I'm going to add some pink paint back on. Because we want to make sure that all of the colors of the trans pride flag are represented, because we love them all. Watercolor doesn't flow in a straight line, says Rex. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm gonna cry. Damn it. My emotions. Thank you. Thank you. It's drinky do time. I'm sorry for anyone who's distressed by the fact that my tea bag is just floating in here. It is because the water is cold, so it's not gonna overbrew. It just kind of reaches maximum extraction and sits there. Because it wasn't hot water in the first place. If this was hot water, this tea would be disgusting by now, because it's been almost 2 hours. Ew. Okay, friends, do we want to represent some intersexuality? I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I want to represent some intersexuality right now. I do. And that's exactly what I intend to do with this beautiful little friend. Our intersex moth, which... I love them. I love the intersex flag. I think it's very cool. I used to have, back in Canada, actually, I used to have a friend whose wife was like, I don't know what she's up to these days, but she's like a professor, but also like one of the foremost campaigners in Canada for like intersex rights. And she's a very, very cool person. I hope she's having a good day. I do.
Attention.
Twitch user Sammy
Never mind.
Kelsch.
Choppers.
Cerebral! Hello, friends! Hello, raiders. Welcome on in. Struble, thank you so much for the raid. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you and your wonderful friends. Welcome. How was your stream? What did you get up to? It's lovely to see you. Is there pride art being made here? There sure is. We just finished this little trans moth. And we're going to make a little intersex moth. And we've got a little non-beanie moth up here and a little lesbian moth. We're making pride moths for Pride Month. Because I kept misspelling Pride Month as Pride Moth. And I was like, it's got to be done. Anyways, hi. Welcome. And hello, friends. Hello. And welcome to Cranky's here. Hello, Cranky. Chat's gotten away from me again. Leslie, hello, welcome in. Shattering my art, hello, welcome in as well. Tech, welcome. Struble, of course, hello. E-Love, hello, lovely to see you all. Welcome in. Let me get a shout out for Struble in the chat. And Stroobs, my wonderful friend. If you have any artwork that you would like to share with us, we are an art tax optional stream here. If there's anything you would like to share, feel free to whisper a link in my direction. Whether it's whatever you've been working on or like your socials or whatever, it's all good. We would love to share it with the class, but only if you want to. It's entirely up to you, but let me get you a shout out in the meantime. Going real quiet there for a second because I really wanted to make sure that I spelled everything correctly. Because I've definitely made some typos recently trying to speak and type at the same time, which it turns out is very hard. Ooh! Can I share my shop? I have a new Pride correct. Please whisper me the link, Stroobs. Please whisper me the link. I would love to share it. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Your moths are great, Sammy. I love them, says Elif. Oh, thank you so much. And for anyone who's new here, I guess I should introduce myself because you just came in on a raid. Hi! Welcome in. My name's Twitch user Sammy Kelsch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and most Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays and every once in a while on a Thursday if I'm feeling extra spicy. I'm feeling mild spicy today, so we decided to do some Pride Moths for Pride Month. Largely because I love moths and I keep misspelling month as moth every time I say Pride Month. Every time I try to type Pride Month, it comes out Pride Moth. So this is a self-fulfilling prophecy or something. I don't know. Anyways, and also to keep me from doing... I'm on a Star Trek fixation at the moment. And I keep doing Star Trek fan art off stream. And I don't want to subject stream to it because I realize it's niche. But I will show you this because I think it's funny. If you don't know Star Trek, apologies. This is Dax. I just thought it was funny. Anyways. But we're not working on that today. We're working on Pride Moths. But yeah, welcome. I'm a traditional artist working primarily in watercolors and similar media. And we're using Japanese watercolors today to bring these lovely little creatures to life. All of these moths are based on moths that exist in real life, but unsurprisingly, the moths that exist in real life aren't actually the colors of pride flags. I'm extrapolating and being a little bit creative in the name of, you know, like queer joy. Anyways, the whisper thing won't open, says Stroop. Oh heck. Can I attempt to, okay, listen, I am very intelligent, so hold up. I'm gonna find your shop, okay? Because I think I am clever enough that I should be able to figure out how to find your shop from internet. Oh, nope. Already clicked the wrong link. Hold up. Bear with, chat, bear with. We're gonna get some Struble promo because they have very kindly rated us, and they've got... I'm going directly to the Pride tab here. I'm very excited to see this. But hopefully. E-Love's doing a lurk. Thank you so much for the lurk. I don't know, the button at the top isn't loading it either. That's super weird. I'm so sorry, Struble. But yes, I will get to your link in just a second because I think I managed to get it to load all by myself. I'm very smart. Samantha says, Sammy, do you really think this bunch of nerds is not on board with Star Trek? And this is true. Well, in that case, you may be subjected to it in the near future, so tough business. Anyways. Struvel's done a whole bunch of art for Pride. Oh! You know that this appeals to me over here because we have a stack of books. And you know I love art that's books. You know I love art that's books. This is beautiful. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. And obviously Forg. We've got Frog. We've got Frog. That is so cute. Oh my goodness. That is hecking adorable. Yes. We've got, but oh my god. Oh. This is all so stinking cute. I love them. I love the Pride ice creams. I love the little Void Kitty. Hello. So yeah, if you're not familiar with Struble, you should definitely go give them a follow if you like the cuteness. Gazillion out of 10 do recommend. Oh, there's a lesbian stack of frogs. The non-beanie frog. I love it. 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 The Pride screams and stuff. So stinking cute. Anyways, yes, please do go give Mouth? Please do go give Struble a follow if you have not yet. And check out their artwork and stuff. They've got a shop. You should check that out too. I'm gonna stick a link to it in the chat because I can do that. They have things that don't have pride flags on them, but they have things that have so many pride flags on them too. Which is rad as heck. Tag, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you. Welcome on in. Hello. And let me get another shout out. I have to get real quiet when I'm doing the shout out because otherwise I will get the letters wrong. Because it's happened before. And I do not want to shout out API error or a random user I don't know. I have all the flags, just no time to upload every single one, says Struble. That is fair. There are so many flags. I have tried to, on this little sheet of moths, I've tried to represent as many as I can, but obviously I know there are more flags than this. But hopefully folks like the ones that I've got here, and maybe someday I'll do a volume 2 with some of the pride flags that I didn't manage to include. They're over like 200 now. Okay, I might not get all of them done. Gotta catch them all, but it's gonna take me a while. But we do have. I will tell you what's on here. We have. Let's go lesbians. We've got a lovely non-beanies. We've got a resplendent transness. We've got a glorious intersex. We've got the absolute coolest, the ace. We've got the bis. And we've got a lovely rainbow here at the bottom. Or at least we will. It's not a rainbow yet, but it will be. It will be when I'm done with it. Hopefully. If I don't make an absolute dog's breakfast of it. We'll soon find out. Anywho, now then, I do love a good flag. I do. I was gonna do, now this is one of the easier ones because it's literally 2 colors, so hopefully it won't take too long, but I do want to add a rainbow bottom, says Sledge. Yes, sunshine, yes. I think Twitch be twitching. My faves list is gone too, said Struble. Ah, jeez. Is your Twitch maybe just having a conniption? Maybe you just need to refresh the page. That happens to me occasionally. I'll like pop onto a stream and like chat just won't appear, and it doesn't tell me how long the streamer's been up, and it doesn't tell me how many people are viewing. It's just all blank. And sometimes my like followers list just isn't working. I think Twitch is having a moment. I'm so sorry. It's having a moment. Yet it's having a moment. Struble said the exact same thing as me, Jinx. I did already for refresh a few times now. Oh, geez. Well, I'm glad at least you can chat. Hi. And I'm glad you're here. Bottom of a rainbow is clouds. I've seen the truth, says Cranky. Oh my god, you're right. Oh my god, what does it mean? They changed a bunch of stuff recently too. I think the emote list and the follower list isn't there. Huh? Cranky, I'm scared and confused. I enjoy these. I need these. What's happening? Twitch, what are you doing? Okay, I'm gonna bring back these colors because I need intersex yellow, and I'll probably just steal the purple that I already made for the non-binary, because I think it'll work. Though, actually, is it a slightly, I think it's a slightly bluer purple. I think it's a slightly more blurple purple, the intersex purple, than the non-binary purple. Though it varies from, like, image to image, and also from, I think, printer to printer, if it's, like, a flag that's been printed onto, like, an item, like a physical flag, or like a sticky or whatever, or your monitor is just different. I think as long as you can tell that it's a fairly nice, deep, medium purple against a yellow, then I think we'll be doing okay. So I'm not going to get too tied up in, is it the right hex code, you know? Because I think that's the wrong thing to focus on, probably. Anyways, Cranky is lurking. Ah, heck, work, says Cranky. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. I'm sorry. Mine is fine right now, so I better not refresh, says Rex. Oh my goodness, for the love of gosh, don't do anything if it's working. You poor thing. Heck. Anyways. The emotes aren't separated, they're all together unless it's the page you're currently watching, says Cranky. No, that's awful. Why would you do that? Like a big podge of Hodges? No, that's weird. Oh boy, I look forward to messing with that later. They'll probably get a lot of complaints and then change it back if that's a change that they meant to make. Anyways. Hope you are all well. So, hope everyone's had a good week so far. Hope you've been having a nice time. Hope the weather is holding up for you and that you're having the loveliest of lovely days. My browser has refreshed. It's forgotten what I searched earlier. Okay, I'm gonna have to punch that back in. I'm just bringing up, like, the Google image search pages for the moths that these things are based on, so that I can hopefully get a little bit of not realism per se, but, you know, like dimensionality and in visual interest into these moths. Like this is the inspiration moth that I'm using for this for the intersex moth, which is one of my favorites. Which is one of my favorite moths that we have in this country. I think they're super, super cute. I also really like the scarlet tiger moth. I think they're very nice. And both of these moths are moths I've seen in my neighborhood, so I love that for me. Mira says, the most on-time Struble raid. Hello, Mira. You're doing amazing. Mothspiration, says Samantha. Correct. Good job. Okay, get up for a bit, leaving a lurky lurk, says Struble. Absolutely. Go do your post-stream decompression, my friend. I'm sure you've been very productive and artsy and probably doing a lot of fun things with chat as well, so you've probably got some decompression to do. I hope you have a nice decompress, and thank you so much again for the raid. Thank you very much, and for the lurk. I appreciate both of these. Very much I do. I hope everyone goes and checks out Struble if you're not familiar with them and their cool stuff, because their stuff is cool and they are a cool person and you should check them out. Anyways. Now then. All right. I'm making some yellow. Okay. Most of this moth is going to be yellow. Because that is the fun of the intersex pride flag. Is that... Hey, love. But... Thank you, Mira. Twitch, what are you doing? Twitch, what are you doing? Where was the alert, Mira? I'm so sorry. Something is broken. Because Mira just gifted subs to Homepurse and Trab and Purple Minion and Skittle and Lava. I think I broke Twitch, says Mira. I'm so sorry. Do you want me to... Plap. Okay, well the plaps are working. But the other alerts were working earlier. That's... This is a very long delay. Because here they come.
Oh hell
Mira!
yeah. Trabal Sky 33 just subscribed.
Mira, thank you so much for giving these 5 subs. I genuinely appreciate it so much. And I'm so sorry for the confusion. Thank you so
Oh
much.
hell yeah. A Blue Skittle just subscribed.
Aw. Incidentally, I'm also... Did it only do 2 of them? There were 5 subs. Is there even more? I don't know. No.
Oh hell yeah. Llama Hirapan just subscribed.
Okay, so Twitch is just trolling us now, basically. Caught Nicole on a break, I guess. Oh, that was a delay, says Rex. The fact that there was a delay that... a delay and then, like, more delay?
Oh hell yeah. Purple Minion 23 just subscribed.
Y'all, we broke Twitch. Thank you so much for the gift subs. What the Oh my god, that was so weird.
Oh hell yeah. Homepers _ just subscribed.
That was so weird, but thank you so much. Thank you very much indeed. And also thank you for the kiwi that was resting on my head. I did keep very, very still to make sure that I didn't disrupt the little burb. I didn't want them to fall off, obviously. And I do enjoy the plaps. It's like a scalp massage. It feels very pleasant. But thank you so much for the gift subs. I do appreciate it. And I'm so sorry that the alerts were strangely delayed. I was gonna see if I could go back and like into my stream alert program thingy and try and get them to replay it, but I think it's done it now. That was super weird. Darling, thank you so much for the Shaw. Our little uwu hornet. Aw. Isn't she lovely with her beautiful smile? That's, I think, one of my favorite things I've ever done in my life was just stick a little uwu face on Hornet. Imagine, okay, Silk Song, where everything is the same, except Hornet looks like this the whole time. How do we feel about that? Hold on. Oh, look, she's platforming. Yay! She's doing, oh, she's got to do a little jump. Oh, she's gone. Okay. Well, she fell on some spikes. She'll be fine. She'll just...
Oh no.
Nicole, I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. I want y'all to know how much work went into actually managing to get TTS Nicole to say, oh no. It was a lot of work. And I do not remember how I spelled it to get her to say it. Because as we know, that is a genuine like phonemic thing that happens in certain Australian accents. Not all of them. Australia is a big country and it has many different regional variances in terms of accents and dialects, as any big country often does. And sometimes it sounds like that. Anyways, thank you very much for the TTS Nicole sticker. She is our wombat queen, and frankly, I think she should be very proud of the fact that she's mastered human speech, which I'm sure is no small feat for such a little creature. Anyways, I've lost my... God damn it, I've lost my... For some reason, every time my phone closes, I lose my, my browser tabs now. So I have to keep researching the same moth over and over and over again. But yeah, I don't know what happened there with the, with Twitch apparently just having a little moment, a little conniption. But, at least we got through it, I think. Just gonna add a little bit of moth wingy type visual interest to this, because there is texture on these moth wings. And I think it would be nice to add some in here, just for funsies. Why not? And hopefully it is still cute. But, oh, beans. What am I doing for dinner tonight? I'm warming up some soup. And I'm beginning... I honestly did start questioning the wisdom of this because it is quite warm here today. Like, should we have bought soup, or should I make something that's not quite so weather warmth intensive? I might confer with my moderator / spouse as to whether he wants soup or he wants something else for dinner, because I can just do something else. It's fine. I don't mind either way. I'm easy like a Sunday morning. Anywho, what are y'all having for dinner tonight? Are you having something nice? I hope so. I hope it's yummy, whatever you are choosing to do. Or have done, if it's later where you are. I don't know. Okay, this is a floofy little moth. So I'm gonna just try and get some moth fluff texture onto its little body. There, okay. Alright. I think I'm happy with the yellowness of the intersex moth's main features now. So I'm gonna reactivate some of this purple paint that has been sitting for so long that it's pretty much just dried out. But that's okay. It's watercolor, so it reactivates super easy. That's the whole point. So you have pans of dry paint and then you wake them up. If there's anyone in the chat who does use watercolors or similar paints, I'm curious, do you prefer working from like a dry paint pan like these? Or do you prefer working from like decanting out a blob of the sort of concentrated but liquid paint from a tube like this? I'm really curious. Because in general, I find that I prefer working from pans, but that sometimes a tube is useful. But oftentimes I find my experience with tubes is because I'm often using a very tiny amount of paint. Like, the amount of paint it took to draw that little purple circle onto the intersex moth is teensy. And if I would have to decant like quite a reasonably sized blobbit out of a tube to get to that color of purple, I feel like I'd end up wasting quite a lot of paint if I'm not in a position to kind of save it and kind of let it dry and then reuse it later. So for that reason, if nothing else, I do tend to prefer using pans. But yeah, I'm curious to know what other people's thoughts are. If you do have any thoughts, I'd love to hear about it. But if you don't have any thoughts, that's okay too. I regularly have no thoughts at all. I am just entirely head empty here. As you can probably tell. Woof. Okay. So I decided this is based on a magpie moth, but I'm gonna see if I can make the magpie moth into, which I was not really familiar with this moth until I decided I was gonna do this. Thoughts in this economy, Sistels? I know. I can't afford them. Can you? So I'm gonna have to mess with the colors of this moth quite a bit because it's the colors of the phone look like that. No, what the? Nah. Why did it just zoom all the way in? No. Okay, there. The magpie moth. Not really all of the colors being represented here, and some of them are not colors that we need. But I think the patterning is really, really cool, so I think I'll be able to do something that looks like a quite cool sort of ace flag-esque variation using this as like my inspiration. So that's my aim anyways. Because we've got the black and white and then gray and then purple. So I will probably reuse what's left of the intersex purple here because I think that'll work fine. And then I've got just a blob of neutral tint that works for the other. Oh, but first, Homepurse wants an affirmation for affirmation time. So more than happy to get an affirmation for the chat. Let me pull out an affirmation deck. If you're not familiar with affirmation time, this is a thing that we do here where I take one of the affirmation decks that I own, and we have just a little let's be kind to ourselves thought for the day kind of situation. And thank you so much for redeeming this home purse. It's something that honestly, for me, this is cheaper than therapy, and it's genuinely nice to just kind of meditate on for a moment and feel, just think, have some good thoughts to reflect on. And hopefully we'll see a card that we haven't seen yet. I am terrible at shuffling, and I also don't want to... These are nice cards that were made by an artist, so I don't want to, like, wreck them. I will try and get a shout out to the artist who made these in a second if I can. Possibly whilst we're on BRB, because we are going to BRB shortly, but I'll pop a link to their store in the chat. Here is our affirmation card, and our message is, I love this. Okay. Don't worry about things you can't control. Because this is such a hard thing to remember. And if you're a person with anxiety, and if you're here, there's at least a 50% chance that you're probably a person with some flavor of anxiety. But this is a really important thing to remember. Like, there's so much in the world to feel anxious about, but ultimately, like, when you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by sort of like bad things that are happening or things that might happen, to you or to others that you feel like you have no control over, think about what are things that you can affect. What is something that you can do that is positive? What is some way that you can make things a little bit better for yourself or for someone you love or for, others in some way, shape, or form, and lean into thinking about that, acting upon that if and where you can, rather than letting your thoughts just fall into, like, this thing is happening and I can't do anything about it and it's making me scared. Try and channel that energy into doing something. Even if it's something that feels super inconsequential and tiny. Even something that feels super inconsequential and tiny is a positive change. And it's something that you can control. There are most of the things that happen in the universe you cannot affect in any way. But there are things that you can. And even if they are tiny, they make a difference. And those are the things that you should be trying to focus on. I know it's not easy. This is something that I have to remind myself of on multiple times a day basis. But doing little things that you can do that are positive really helps. So that is your thought for the day. Don't worry about things you can't control. Your anxiety is not going to make the things you can't control change. So try and find little ways to change things that you can. And on that note, and if you can't, just try and look after yourself as best as you can. And that's doing something important. Anyways, we're on BRB, so I'm going to BRB. I'll be back in a minute. You're all breathtaking. Enjoy the BRB screen. In the meantime, you're not going to miss anything. I'll see you very shortly. BRB! Hi, friends. I'm back. Sorry about that. Say goodbye to the BRB song. It's going away. Hi. Welcome back, everybody. Hello. Homever says, a couple years ago when I had really bad anxiety, I used to watch the Norpa live. It was a live of the Saima's ringed seals. Oh, blush. And Saima is a lake in Finland. That sounds very nice. I will also, in a similar vein, I will shout out the Cornell University's ornithology, which is a weirdly difficult word to say. The ornithology lab at Cornell has a live bird feeder cam on YouTube, and you can just watch, like, oh look, a starling and a chickadee and a catbird, and it's very cute. Llama, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Hello. Thank you. Lots of incredibly cute, incredibly delightful birds. If you like birds, it's a nice. Honestly, I think it might be my favorite TV show now. It's just watching the birds at the bird feeder. Sometimes it's really quiet, and then you'll have these like flurries of activity there where there's like 2 blue jays and a catbird and like a cardinal and a couple of woodpeckers, and they're all hanging out. There was this one the other day that these 2 birds, and they look like 2 different species of birds, but I guess it's possible that one of them was a juvenile, but like a juvenile that's old enough that they can like fly around independently and feed themselves. Sledge has popped a link to the bird cam in the chat. If that's something you'd be into watching, potentially instead of my stream, but I mean, you can probably watch both of them concurrently. But there was I could have been like a juvenile of the same species, or it might have just been a completely different bird, but there was this bird that was like pulling seeds out of the one feeder, and then just like the other one was just standing there and just, so it would go like feed, you know, grab a seed and then turn around, and this one would go like, and feed him, and then go do it again. But, like, it wasn't a baby bird in as much as it was clearly flying around independently and could feed itself if it was, like, a juvenile bird. So it was wild to me that that this other bird was just going, like, you know, okay, I'm going to grab a seed, I'm going to turn it. It's just so cute, and it might have just, maybe it was just friend behavior. Maybe it was just, you know, like, we live in a time of abundance, we're just going to share with each other. I don't know. It was lovely. What's your favorite thing about spring, says Homeburst? Flowers. The flowers. Oh geez, actually no, now that I've said that, I do love seeing everything in bloom when like the flowering trees all start to blossom, the magnolias, the cherries, the plums, the almonds. I love to see it. It makes me very happy. There's a lot of them in this area. There's some beautiful magnolia trees around me, which I absolutely adore. The wisteria. The wisteria is beautiful, and then just all of the little flowers make me feel very happy. But on the other hand, the birds are so happy. There's magpies everywhere. There's jackdaws everywhere. There's sparrows and tits. There's little blue tits and coal tits, and I just love them all so much. They make me feel very happy to look at and be around. I feel like a large portion of my happiness in life is just being able to see birds. But I mean, we have birds pretty much all year round here, so that's not really necessarily like a strictly seasonal thing, but I do like all of the birds. They seem to be quite active around that time of year. Mine's probably when the swans come back from the south. They're all over the countryside, says Homeburst. Oh, I love that for you. That's delightful. You don't really see swans as much right where I am, but maybe I just don't have the right ecosystem for it, but that's lovely. I love that for you. Very, very cute. But I do love, that's a question for the chat. What is your favorite thing about spring? What is something that happens in spring that you enjoy? Is it a specific food stuff? Is it a change in the weather? Is it a bit of wildlife? Is it, I don't know, your birthday? It's all good. I mean, my birthday is in May, so you know, you've got 11 months to plan for it. So you should probably get on that. I'm kidding. I keyed. But I do like any time of year where I get to see magpies. I'm a happy camper because I absolutely love magpies. Every time I see a magpie, I say, hello, Mr. Magpie, just because I love them so much. They make me very happy. The magpies. Okie dokie. How I am gonna do this. Okay, there's kind of an interesting thing happening with the magpie moth. So I'm wondering if I do like, because they've got like some color up here and then they've got some contrast color here. If I do like sort of the black and white spot situation, but maybe do like the purple stripe sort of in this section and then do like the gray stuff in this section, or vice versa, I don't know. But I think that would be really neat. Stitch Plushie, hello, welcome in. Hello. Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome. Early spring flowers are great, says Talis, but my favorite is probably just the increase in the amount of light. Also very, very fair. There is something that I do appreciate living in sort of a northern European situation as I do now, compared to where I was like latitude-wise when I lived in Canada, is that I do notice in winter, and I did notice when I first moved here in like the autumn and winter, I was just like, it's 3 p.m. the sun's going down. What the hell? That's too early. It's not supposed to go down until like 4:30. What's happening? And I found that kind of a weird adjustment. That sort of the period of months out of the year where, where, you know, like you get up in the morning and it's nighttime, you go to the office all day and then you leave the office and it's nighttime. And that is kind of grim. As someone who is generally like a sunlight avoider, I do still find that kind of grim. Kat is lurking. Thank you so much for the lurk. I hope you have a lovely lurk, my friend. Homever says Americans have trick or treat, but we Finns have Virkominen on Easter. Is my favorite part of spring when I was a child. I did not know that was a thing, and that sounds really cool. What do you do? What is the activity that you do when that happens? I would love to hear about it. In the meantime, I'm going to... This might be the last one that we are able to work on today because I am getting tired and I'm going to need to eat food at some point. I'm a bit of a sleepy little bear. But I would like to get a little bit more orts done. And I can do the buy and the other guy soon. Okay, so I've got my magpie moth references. I need my ace flag reference. Just to make sure I've got the colors right. They're not going to be strictly in the order that they're in, but I'd like them to all be, you know, represented in reasonable measure. So I think the way that I'm going to do it is if I just kind of paint in like sort of a gray section up top to represent the gray portion of the ace flag. And then we'll add in the sort of obviously there's a backdrop of white. I don't need to paint in the white because the paper's already white. But then we will add in the black doots and accents and stuff as and when we get to it. But first, wonderful. So that's the gray section, and then we need our purple. And once again, I'm just kind of gonna fudge things slightly and give us a little bit more purple, just to make sure it is as represented as it ought to be on here. And I'm letting it have a bit of a sort of a brush strokey quality, which I think works with sort of the kind of textures that you often do find on moth wings and the like. Ooh, I think this is gonna look really pretty. I hope this looks really pretty. I think this is gonna look really nice. I like it already. I do. Oh, I'm excited. Y'all, I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. I think it's gonna be fun. I hope it turns out cute. Okay. And now I get to do some interesting abstract markings in black, which is definitely not the slightest bit intimidating. So I'm going to try and activate some of this section of I think it's actually a very, very dark gray, but it reads close enough to black that I just use it. This paint palette doesn't have a black in and of itself, so I'm just using a different brand's neutral tint. Because I happen to have a blob of neutral tint on my palette, so why not? Why not make good use of it? Okay, where's my reference? Has my reference gone away again? No, my reference is here! Oh good, okay. Fabulous. So... going to start adding in some markings and stuff. And hope that it ends up looking cute. I like sort of along the bottom here we have some little like doots. I think that's quite cute. Hopefully it's cute. And also, I'm liking getting to employ a little bit of artistry for the for these flag moths. I think it's fun, and I hope it turns out cute. Okay, like so. And then I think I want to have a slightly bigger blob here, and then another one there. There's one here. thus. I'm trying to vaguely follow the patterning of the moth I've kind of based this off of. I don't need it to be 100% perfect, but if I can get it to be at least fairly semi-symmetrical. And kind of reflective of the incredibly cool patterning that this moth has. Which I just love. Okay, I need to pick up more paint. I'm running out of paint. Oh no. So let me do that real quick. Children go around people's houses dressed as Easter witches or bunnies, and then they say a little poem and exchange a decorated willow branch for candy and Easter eggs. Oh, that's really cute. I love that. I love the different holiday traditions, and there are a few different places and times of the year that have going round to people's houses and doing things. There's also the in Wales they have a Christmas tradition of the Mari Lwyd going around people's houses, who's she's a beautiful ghost horse, and she will engage in poetry rap battles with the homeowner in exchange for cheese and beer, and it's very cool as well. I love that. I love these different variations on these sorts of traditions, but that's really neat. And then obviously we've got I grew up with trick-or-treating in North America. I don't know what that looks like these days, because I am not a parent in Canada, so I don't know what the situation looks like there now, but certainly when I was a child, we just doot around the other houses in the neighborhood and get treats in our costumes. Maddie Lewis says, Cranky, I love her so much, my queen. I want to do some Christmas art or something with her this year if I remember in enough time. I would love to do it. It's Festa Junina right now in Brazil, so it's all gaudy outfits and square dancing. Hell yeah! I love it. Have you heard the song, says Cranky? I don't. What song? What song? Also, Ace Moth is slaying. Thank you. I love them. I really like the way the Ace Moth turned out, actually. I think it's very cute. I think this is a rad design, and I think it's a cool moth. A very cool moth design that I have been inspired by, but hopefully it gives off a very cool Ace vibe. So I hope that you're into it. We have a terrible drawing time request, so I'm gonna have to do that. Samantha wants to see the Mighty Lewid challenging you to a pride rap battle. Oh my goodness. Yes. Now normally I am not allowed to look up references for terrible drawing time, but there is one thing that I am gonna have to look up real quick, and I hope that is okay. It's not a picture of the Maddie Lewid, don't worry, but I am going to I'm going to bring up my translate page and look up the Welsh word for something. So apologies for that. Chris Hughes wrote a song about the Maddie Lewid. It's on YouTube if I remember correctly. Ooh, I will check it out after stream. He's like a modern druid or some such. Rad. Okay, so I need to translate to Cymraeg. Where is... Where is... No. I selected the wrong one again. No, I'm looking for Cymraeg. There we go. And go from English to Welsh. Okay. Translating. It's taken a very long time to translate a very short word. And translates being very unhelpful. Okay, I'm gonna just do that on... I'm gonna do this on the computer real quick. But if you don't know, terrible drawing time is a phenomenon that happens when... It's a phenomenon that happens for 5,000 channel points. I have 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept if you are choosing from memory or sight unseen on the terrible drawing time canvas. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's terrible. Sometimes Crash Bandicoot, very poorly drawn, is your therapist, and that is, I'm sorry. I take no responsibility for any psychic damage that may incur as a result of your terrible drawing. And I make no guarantees as to the quality of it. I will say most of the time the psychic damage is inflicted upon yours truly, so bear that in mind. Anyways, okay, translate. Just tell me hello. Rex, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you. Thank you. Or as Cranky quite rightly points out in Welsh, diolch yn fawr. Diolch. Anyways, I love the summer in Finland, but the sunrise is so goddamn early. Like that's too early, Homepers. You gotta have blackout curtains. Oh my goodness. Good luck with Welsh. Lol, says Cranky. Funny, Welsh came up in Stroom's stream too before I came over here. You know, Welsh is a beautiful language. It really is. I wish I knew more of it. I do. But, it is a beautiful word. Wow, translate? I'm not sure why, but translate is being real slow today. Hello? And I'll be honest, I don't trust it. Huh. Yeah, I think it's confused. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. This dude lives in my nightmares. Our good old Bandicoot friend who's legally distinct from Crash Bandicoot. And yeah. Anyways. Okay. I have to attempt to draw the beautiful, majestic, perfect in every way Mary Lewitt, who we love. We do. And I'm sorry. Okay, but seriously, shall I get a timer? I forgot that I need to have a timer. My brain is not working anymore. I think I'm probably gonna call it a day after we do this, because I think my brain has fully melted. But let's do this anyways. Let me get a timer up for 5 minutes. Let me get 5 minutes on the no, that's my notes app. You don't need to read my Star Trek fan fictions. Let's just get a timer up for 5 minutes, starting now. Yay. What I will tell you about my Star Trek fan fictions is I sure hope you like the O'Brien family, because I keep writing about them. I just really like getting Keiko to say Miles, because it's the funniest thing to me and I love her. Oh, Professor O'Brien, you absolute. Okay, so, if you're not familiar with Mary Lewitt, she is a beautiful. But what if we do need to read your Star Trek fan fiction, says Samantha? Samantha, do you know my AO3 profile? Do you know my AO3 profile? Because, like, you can find that, because I've published one. Anyways, I'm not putting it on stream because I'm ashamed. There's some bad old writing on there. I don't think I do. Okay, I'll DM you off stream. And I'm sorry. Anyways, okay. I'm supposed to be drawing a beautiful ghost horse for you, though. So let me. What does a horse's face look like? I don't remember. But I think it's kind of like she's got teeth. She's got teeth like so. And then she's got like a. Am I doing it correctly? I don't know. And she's got some more teeth back here. This is going horribly badly. Oh no. She's supposed to be beautiful, and I don't know if I'm doing her justice, but I'm trying my best. And then she's got beautiful flower crowns. She's got a beautiful flower crown. And then, hello? Jazzy Jaffa, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hello. Hope you're having a beautiful everything. Hello, Joe, also welcome in. Hello. So to be fair, what a horse's face looks like and what their skulls look like are surprisingly different things. They really are. A horse's skull it's confusion to me. So I don't feel like I've made her look appropriately beautiful here. So let me just try and fix this real quick. But I'm going to... Okay, just give her like some little teeths up front. Some little teeths. And then there's like some more teeths back here. That'll do. And then she's got her lovely sort of veil that comes down around her. Like so. For she is an ethereal being. And so lovely. Look at her beautiful flower crown. How could you not love her? She is an absolute damn delight. She's got sparkle in her eye, and she's here to challenge you to... Let's add some more foliage to the flower crown because I've got some time. She's here to challenge you to a rap battle, because she's a beautiful Welsh poet of great greatness. And I'm trying to get Google Translate to give me a Welsh. I feel like Google Translate is being extremely like homophobic right now because I can't, like, it just won't load anything. So I don't know what I can get her to say. Because I don't know how to say, I don't know the Welsh word for gay, and I can't get Translate to work. So what are some phrases I do know in Welsh? I don't know. I know the Welsh term for like way out, and platform, and fresh out of the oven, and thank you, and welcome. None of these things are useful, and I know the word for the country of Wales, and the Welsh language, and good morning. None of these things are useful. I know the word for children. Not useful. Ha, shoot. I'm just gonna... Okay. Okay, I've given up, and I have just written gay, but Cymraeg. I hope you're happy. I tried my best. I hope she's pretty enough. And thank you for the terrible drawing, Redeem. That was fun. Anyways, so that is my equine queen. Oh, we have a phrase. We have a Welsh phrase in the chat from Samantha, who says, now, I apologize to any Welsh natives in the chat for my butchered pronunciation, but again, I know very few words and phrases in Welsh, but I will try. But this is, Parato ar giffer breweder rap hoyu. So, that is apparently get ready for a gay rap battle. I am so ready. I am not ready. But, thank you very much. But yes. And I do apologize also for my extremely butchered pronunciation of that. But, yes. Well, I could start in on the... I think I need to call it for today because I am very tired. But I enjoyed doing that Marie Lude, and I've enjoyed doing these little pride moths, and I will finish these off on Monday. And who knows what else we might get up to. We probably won't have time to do anything other than finish these off because I'll futz around and, you know, not get anything done. Which is, what is an art stream if we actually get a ton of art done? That is an anomaly as far as I'm concerned. Mattel says, thank you for the stream. Have a good evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for, apologies for the moment where the alerts decided to just be extremely delayed, though on the other hand, it was very funny. But important info coming through, says Cranky. Oh my goodness, what where? Hello? Art streams are for distracting artists from making sinful things that stray our minds. Well, in that case, thank you for distracting me into not finishing this. But artists should make more sinful things. I think so. I think so very much. In addition to this, I'm also, not kidding about the I'm in my Trek era again. I make no apologies for this. They should have gotten married on the show, but you've heard my thoughts about this before, and I mean like they did fix this a few months ago, so you know. They lived happily ever after, and everything's fine, and I love them very much. They're my favorites anyways. Shut up. I support artists making... Now listen, unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, I don't make personally the smut arts, the smarts. I can't do it on Twitch because of TOS, and also, I think this is about as explicit as my artwork gets. You might see a kiss. But also that's because, like, do you want to see my art style with people going at it? I don't. I very much appreciate other people's artworks if people having it off, but, I can't do it. For one whole day, Twitch allowed smut art on stream. I remember that day. It was buck wild. And also butt naked. As long as it's not a mouth kiss, I'm okay. I would say I draw more cheek kisses. Or cheek or anywhere over the back of a hand, respectfully. Oh, now I want to draw a respectful back of hand kiss. What a time that was, says Tals. It was wild and weird, and... Yup. Twitch immediately regretted this decision. Immediately. They were like, nope, too many big booby anime girls. We can't do it. Because Twitch are cowards. Yes, more big booby anime girls. Not that I could draw a big booby. Actually, I probably could draw a big booby anime girl, but I don't think I'm gonna. Actually, I probably could draw a big booby anime girl. No echo. Sorry about the echo, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna find someone for us to raid. And we're gonna have a silly time. Okay. I'm gonna check and see if this stream is Never mind, Wincing. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hello. If men can be topless on Twitch, women should also be allowed to be topless. You know what? Listen, the city that I'm from in Guelph, there was a woman who was a pioneer of, she basically won a court case where it was determined that no, it was not indecent of her to take her top off while just, like, walking through the park on a super hot day. Which was a big landmark at the time in the 90s. And that was from my hometown, so yeah, I feel that. Anyways, I mean, I prefer to not be seen or perceived, but, that's just me. Anyways, I'm gonna see if this person is just about to finish or if they're doing some fun stuff. there's some artwork happening with a bunch of people. Or are they just about to finish? They might be just about to finish. Alright, in that case, I will find something else. Shoot, heck. This keeps happening to me. Anyways, Sammy only walks topless while invisible, confirmed. Only when I'm at home. Or in a hotel room, I guess. Or getting changed at the pool. I'm adding too many conditions. Anyways, okay. I'm gonna try again. We're gonna raid. Stream has gone on too long, and I am too without filter now. So we're gonna go see Jenga, who is doing some doodling, doing some co-working. We've probably raided fairly recently, but we love them, so... Anyways. I wish I could turn invisible. Oh boy, do I wish I could turn invisible. That would be amazing. Anyways, I hope you like these pride moths. I've enjoyed doing them, and I look forward to finishing the Sammy After Dark. I mean, I feel like the closest thing to a Sammy After Dark stream you're likely to see is just me playing Fields of Mystria and allowing my farmer to be as thirsty as possible for every single NPC. So we'll probably play Fields of Mystria on stream again soon. Anyways, there's a generic raid message with some pride emotes if you want to grab it. If you have the emotes, feel free to grab the emotes. If you don't have the emotes, you can just say generic raid message or append any cool emotes that you do have. It's all good. I will be back on Monday because I will not be here tomorrow because I will be out of town sweating my head off, having a horrible tummy ache, but hopefully having a good time because I've booked everything so I can't back out of it now. Anyways, it's fine. I did make a YouTube video about Dick. You will have to watch the video to find out what that means. You can follow my YouTube channel here before we go a raid. But we're raiding now. Anyways, we're going to go say hi to Jenga, who is a lovely, lovely person, is doing some cool doodles and just co-working, and generally a chill vibe, which I think sounds really nice right now. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back on Monday. I hope to see you again soon. Take care, everyone. Good night, and good luck.